We're playing the fastest deck in all of Legacy, Turbo Necrodominance Combo with some pretty significant upgrades. Well, let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. This is my new and improved Turbo Necrodominance deck list. If you haven't checked out the previous video, I'd recommend doing so. You can find that in the card above, where I was playing Chancellor of the Annex, Gemstone Mine, etc. The deck was really fast, but it wasn't great at protecting itself. And today, I think I've increased the protection while making the deck even faster. So the upgrades that we're playing today are Unmask and 4 copies of Chrome Mox. You might be thinking Necrodominance already had Chrome Mox, but it didn't. It sometimes played 1. Today we're playing a full playset of Chrome Mox. So we're also playing 4 copies of Beseech the Mirror, which go along with the Chrome Mox plan. So I'll get there in a second. I will go in depth on these changes, but before we do, I'd like to just describe how the deck works for those of you that might not know how the Necrodominance combo works. So the idea is that you'd like to play Dark Ritual into Necrodominance on the first turn. You go to the end step, you pay 19 life. And now this is the part of the video where a bunch of jokers now go to the comment section and type in LOL gut shot becoming great. No, just please listen to the deck tech for once. I go over this almost every video, but people just skip it and then don't listen. So if you go gut shot in response for 1, I just pay 18 life instead. Okay. So now you've wasted a card in your sideboard for a joke. Or you go, okay, Necrodominance resolves, now you're at 1. I've likely drawn into Pact of Negation, or I can Veilcut Awakening into Pact of Negation. The gut shot joke just isn't funny. So after that, you want to use Simian Spirit Guide or Elvish Spirit Guide to play Manamorphose. You'll make blue-black. So then you can play Dark Ritual into Borne Upon a Wind. Now you can play spells at instant speed, including Lotus Petal, Chrome Mox, or, Unmask, whatever you've got to do. And then you can play like Beseech the Mirror, Bargain, and Tendrils of Agony. So let's talk about the upgrades now. You now know how the deck works. So I am playing Unmask over Chancellor of the Annex because when you're on the draw, Chancellor does nothing. Because you go, okay, Chancellor, yeah, it stops like maybe a prison piece from coming down, but against the blue decks, it's pretty embarrassing. And this deck already beats a lot of the non-blue decks. So today, we're changing our deck to beat the blue decks a little bit better. So Unmask hits Consign to Memory, which would counter your Tendrils of Agony trigger, which was problematic before. And now you're more likely to beat a counterspell with Unmask. So Unmask is good because it's black, obviously, so you can exile it to itself. It also exiles for a black mana off of Chrome Mox. A problem with this list before was that you didn't have enough black cards in the deck to support Chrome Mox. By adding in 4 copies of Unmask, you do. But we've also increased Beseech the Mirror. So you have Chrome Mox that is better with Beseech the Mirror, and then you have Beseech the Mirror that's better with Chrome Mox. You have Unmask that's better with more black cards like Beseech the Mirror, and it's better with Chrome Mox since you get more black cards. So it's a cylindrical thing where your deck just improves based on the interactions that I've just put into it. So now we're able to turn on Necrodominance combo more consistently. You do lose the nut draw of exactly Chancellor of the Annex into Necrodominance on turn 1, but you gain a more consistent deck. And I think that's just worthwhile. So those are the main deck changes. In the sideboard, we still have 8 ley lines between Leyline of Sanctity and Leyline of the Void, but today we're playing 3 copies of Veil of Summer and 3 copies of Force of Vigor. This means versus non-blue, you could board out 4 Unmask and 3 Pact of Negation on the draw and bring in 7 green cards, leaving 1 Pact of Negation for like a Mindbreak Trap or something else. And that way you can beat a Vexing Bauble on the draw using Veil of Summer. So we're having more ways in order to win the game. It's worth noting this deck can just beat Veil of Summer naturally, beat Vexing Bauble naturally, but you'd prefer if it was just a little bit easier with Necrodominance if you had Veil of Summer to beat the Vexing Bauble. So that is my deck tech. A little bit long-winded. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. Hopefully you like the changes. Let's go put that theory to practice, and I'll see you in the first round. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com patreon.com/donation-dex. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We are on the draw. We've opened up a hand that contains Necrodominance. We also have Cabal Ritual. So the downside here is we have the 1 Tendrils of Agony. You're not allowed to exile that to Unmask. Do we keep this? I don't know. My gut tells me yes, because I know that our opponent's a blue player and we have the Unmask. That said, we're a few draw steps away from winning. So you could try to mulligan into a turn 1 that has Pact of Negation. That is an option here. So the problem is that Tendrils is like a mulligan. So the question is, so is this Borne Upon a win? So this is really a 5-card hand. Should you keep a 5-card hand? I think that we should mulligan. It's tough because you don't want to mulligan hands containing Necrodominance, but I believe it's the right call. All right, this hand has no protection, but it is a turn 1. We'll keep. And then the question is, do you bottom the summoner, or I'm sorry, do you bottom Manamorphose in case you draw Unmask for Beseech the Mirror? I think the answer is yes. All right, so this hand wants to draw Unmask or Pact of Negation. Polluted Delta or Volcanic Island, Dragon's Rage Channeler. You've got it. All right, Pact of Negation off the top. Let's see it. Cabal Ritual. Okay. So we can beat a Daze. That's the best we can do here. So let's try that. Cabal Ritual and Necrodominance. The Force of Will exiling Brainstorm. Yeah. Prevails away a Brazen Borrower. We will pass the turn. So my best draw just became Dark Ritual. In their upkeep, they Lightning Bolt me. Surveils away a Murktide Regent. They do not have Delirium yet. Underground Sea. So this is Grixis tempo. We haven't seen a Delver yet, but you can bet that there's a Psychic Frog somewhere. They have 2 cards left. Elvish Spirit Guide. So we're 1 mana short right now. I have to pass the turn. Another land. They have 2 cards remaining. So Cabal Ritual or Dark Ritual both get the job done right now. Dark Ritual would be preferred because it helps me beat Daze better. Pact of Negation. Not a terrible draw, but I do need another mana. And every turn we pass is another turn where my life total gets a little bit lower for Necrodominance. Alright, so they're going to attack for 1. We'll go to 14. Nethergoyf. Okay, they have 2 cards left. The Tendrils. Okay, we have to pass. They're going to combat. So still no Delirium for this Dragon's Rage Channeler. I will go to 10. Another copy of Nethergoyf. Alright, deck. Running out of time. Another Elvish Spirit Guide doesn't do it. I need triple black. I can only get 2. So we're going to pass. It doesn't mean that we've lost the game. It just means that I'm not going to be able to use Necrodominance. So our opponent's at 18. The goal now would be to get them to interact enough that Tendrils becomes lethal. So they ponder, which will give them Delirium for the Dragon's Rage Channeler. They kept the card on top, which is not good for me. And the goal would be to naturally build up to 9 Storm. I'm dead to a Lightning Bolt here. Oh, it was another card type for Nethergoyf too. Actually, I'm just dead. So we had a number of draws to hit another black mana, and it just never happened. So unfortunate. We do lose game number 1, and it won't let me draw another card. All right. So we're now going to the post-board games. We might want Veil of Summer. It's not really, I mean, it's good against this deck, don't get me wrong. But the question is, like, what do you board out because your deck's so lean? I think that you could probably board out a couple copies of Unmask and then, like, maybe 1 Beseech the Mirror. There's really not a whole lot that you can sideboard out. Let's give this a whirl. On the play. Does this do it? So you could Unmask, exiling Cabal Ritual. No, this doesn't do it. I mean, it's close. So this would be a spot, admittedly, where Chancellor of the Annex would be better. We'll keep. And the goal here will be to cycle Manamorphose into another black card. We'll play Chromox, imprint Cabal Ritual, exile Elvish Spirit Guide, and now we'll play Manamorphose. We'll make black and black. Beseech the Mirror. We will now unmask, targeting them. Exile Beseech the Mirror. Null Rod. No one likes that. We'll take Daze, Dark Ritual, Necrodominance. Okay, so now we'll go to the end step. And Unmask ended up being just fine there. And now Necrodominance triggers. We'll pay 19 life down to 1. I see 1 Summoner's Pact. I believe this should do it. We'll play Summoner's Pact. We'll grab Elvish Spirit Guide. Exile the Elvish Spirit Guide. Exile Simian Spirit Guide. Exile Elvish Spirit Guide. And now we'll play Manamorphose. And we'll make blue and black. There we go. We hit another copy of Summoner's Pact. We'll play that. Grab the last copy of Elvish Spirit Guide. Exile. Play Cabal Ritual. We'll now play Borne Upon a Wind. Now we can play our artifacts like Lotus Petal. Chrome Mox. We'll imprint a spare copy of Necrodominance. And Tendrils of Agony. Pew pew! Take that, Grixis tempo. Alright, so now we're going to game number 3 on the draw. And when you're on the draw, Unmask is almost always better. Just because Chancellor of the Annex is just straight poo-poo on the draw, if we're being completely honest with ourselves. So, hey, it gives us a slightly better chance here. I wonder if maybe I have it wrong that I should leave in the Unmasks and instead board out something like Cabal Ritual. It's just, it seems like protection matters more than mana, despite how game number 1 went. Let's try it. This is turn 1 Necrodominance, but no backup. I think I'll keep it, because if we draw Veil of Summer, it's Veil of Summer backup. We want to draw Unmask, we want to draw Pact of Negation. There's a lot of good things about this hand. They just keep Polluted Delta Pass. Okay. That's another Chrome Mox. Let's try playing Chrome Mox. Dark Ritual, and I'm going to pass the turn. We have enough protection spells in our deck now where I'd like to try to draw into one. Wasteland. I don't play lands. There's 4 of them. Veil of Summer. Alright, so it's now or never. Chrome Mox. They thought a long time about that. We'll imprint Borne Upon a Wind, Dark Ritual, and Necrodominance. Go to the end step. Am I allowed to trigger it? They're going to consign to memory. Okay. Our Necrodominance has its ability countered. We can always try to win again next turn. Not the end of the world. Necrodominance being in play is what matters here. Another Wasteland. I still don't play lands. You got me. I mean, there's technically 4 lands, but for the joke of Wasteland, you know. We don't get a draw step. That is how Necrodominance works. And we'll try to go to our end step again. Petty Theft. We will attempt a Veil of Summer. They Daze. We'll gladly pay here. We draw into Manamorphose. Alright, Veil of Summer resolves. Necrodominance. We will pay 19. And off we go. Alright, and because we have a blue Chrome Mox, we can just cast Borne Upon a Wind. Let's unmask them. Let's see what they kept. Another Consigned to Memory? No thank you. Okay, we'll play Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual off the Lotus Petal. We already have the Tendrils of Agony, so this should just be pretty simple. Play another copy of Lotus Petal. And another one that's Storm 10, and now Tendrils of Agony. Pew pew! There we go. Match number 1 goes to the good guys. We're now 1-0 to start off this Legacy League. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. For match number 2, we're on the play. No idea what our opponent's playing today. This hand does not play Magic. We will send it back. This is turn 1 Necrodominance. We like to Necro. I won't lie to you. I recorded this tonight because I am low on time, and I figured that this deck would be pretty quick. So far so good, but let's hope that our opponent's not playing the color blue this match. Lotus Petal. We'll now play another Lotus Petal. Sacrifice for black, and we'll play a Necrodominance. Peanut butter and jam. It resolves. Now we'll go to the end step. Necrodominance will trigger. We'll say 19. So I see an Elvish Spirit Guide, Elvish Spirit Guide. That's good enough. Let's play ball. Hiya. Manamorphose. Blue and black. Dark Ritual. We'll play Borne Upon a Wind. And now we'll play Unmask. See if they'll just concede. We actually don't have the wind here. Now that I'm looking at it, if they concede, it's actually the best thing for me. We have one draw off Manamorphose. I guess I could Borne Upon a Wind again. I have 2 draws. Endurance, exiling Dryad Arbor. Okay, sure. So I take it they're not going to concede, and now we need to draw into something off Borne Upon a Wind or Manamorphose. We'll take Elvish Reclaimer. Play another copy of Dark Ritual. And now we will Manamorphose. Use a black and a red. I think we're supposed to make red-blue. We drew into an Elvish Spirit Guide. That's not it. So if I don't draw off this Borne Upon a Wind, we lose. Let's see it. Borne Upon a Wind into Dark Ritual. Oh, that was so many cards. Wow. All right, we have to concede. There's nothing here for us. Making sure that there's not cards on the side I'm not seeing. Yeah, our deck just didn't draw into Tendrils, Valakut Awakening, Beseech the Mirror. There was a lot of hits there, and we just did not draw into them. Okay, so I don't think we're supposed to sideboard. Like, you could bring in Leyline of Sanctity, because sometimes these decks are Thoughtseize decks. Maybe that's not crazy. They're also Force of Vigor decks. So maybe we'll board out Unmask for Leyline of Sanctity and keep the Pact of Negation for Force of Vigor. This makes sense to me. Like, you could also look at maybe bringing in Veil of Summer, but Veil of Summer, I think you have to have Elvish Spirit Guide on the draw. Like, the Leyline's probably just better. So I just realized that I said on the draw, we lost that game. In my head, we won because we resolved Necrodominance, but that did not happen. Instead, we fizzled. So here, I am 1 mana short of turn 1 Necrodominance. This is defeating. I think we're supposed to mulligan this. That's a bummer. So this is interesting because you could bottom a Pact of Negation on turn 2 Manamorphose and hope to draw into another black. And meanwhile, you have Beseech the Mirror to pitch to Chrome Mox. I think that this is fine. Like, it probably loses to a Thoughtseize, but I don't know if mulliganing to 5 is better. All right. Valakut Awakening past the turn. I would have kept our 7-card hand on the draw, but on the play, I think it's just a mistake. Misty Rainforest. If they search for a Bayou and play Thoughtseize, we're in a lot of trouble. There it is. And they have the Thoughtseize. Yep. So now we would want to draw into like Dark Ritual or Cabal Ritual plus Artifact for Beseech the Mirror. This is one of the upsides of this deck list, having more payoff spells between Beseech the Mirror and Necrodominance. Our opponent could also try to get a little cute here and take the Manamorphose as an option. Alright, so we're at least 2 draw steps away now. So this could get an Elvish Spirit Guide, which isn't good enough. We have to pass the turn. So we need something we can bargain. I guess our best draw would actually be Vault of Whispers, because I could bargain and get a black mana into Necrodominance. So we're praying here to draw into Vault of Whispers. It's by far our best card. They kept the card on top with the Underground Mortuary. Chrome Mox. That's not good enough here. I mean, it's not a terrible draw, but it's not good enough. So we have to pass the turn. Like, next turn if we draw a black card, yeah, I'm all about it. So we can Summoner's Pact for Elvish Spirit Guide, Manamorphose. I could also, in theory, go grab, what is it called? Wild Cantor for a 3rd black mana. That is another possibility, depending on what our draw step is. They play Basic Forest off of Wooded Foothills. What is this? 3 mana. Is this a Green Sun Zenith for 2? It is a Green Sun Zenith for 2. For Gaddock Teague. So that's going to shut off my Beseech the Mirror. And I can't cast Tendrils of Agony, so we're actually just locked out of the game. Because I have no way of winning the game. I can't bounce a Gaddock Teague. Yeah, so that's going to do it. We have lost match number 2. Our deck failed us in game number 1. game two, we kind of just didn't find a cohesive plan. We kept a hand that lost to Thoughtseize and they had it. So 1-1, 3 matches left to go. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 3, we're on the draw versus a known Elves player. We have Necrodominance, we have Elvish Spirit Guide plus Chrome Mox, so that means that we can filter Manamorphose for black. We're 1 black mana away from Necrodominance just winning the game. So the question is, would you rather take 2 draws between your draw step and Manamorphose, or mulligan? I'm feeling a little frisky. We're going to keep this. Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Vault of Whispers. That's 16 cards that I can think of that win the game. And then there's combination of cards too. Like if you draw another Spirit Guide plus Summoner's Pact, that could do it. So I think you're above 50% if you count different combinations. They've mulliganed to 5. Windswept Heath. Okay. 4 basic forest, Nettle Sentinel. So they're on combo elves today. Summoner's Pact. That does not win the game right now. I think we're just going to go to discard. Discard Pact of Negation. So you could play Chrome Mox and Imprint, but what if you draw a black card next turn? You don't want to risk losing that mana. So we'll take 2. I realized that I didn't end up playing the Manamorphose, and I could have. Without them having a 1-drop that makes mana here, I'm not concerned about Collector Oof, so I decided to wait another draw step. Maybe that's greedy, but it's what I chose. So they have Gaea's Cradle here with 2 cards left in hand. 2 mana. Green Sun Zenith for 1. They now have 1 card remaining. For Heritage Druid, now they have 3 mana, so if they have another Green Sun Zenith, it could punish my Summoner's Pact. Wirewood Symbiote. They don't have another Green Sun Zenith, but they do have a ton of mana for next turn, so this is definitely my spot where I want to try to win the game. Another Pact of Negation. Okay, so we'll play Chrome Mox, imprint Pact of Negation, exile the Elvish Spirit Guide. We'll play Manamorphose. We need a good draw here. We'll say black and black. Lotus Petal will do. Alright, so we'll play the Necrodominance and go to our end step. We will pay 17 life because I'm at 18. Exile Simian Spirit Guide. We'll play the Summoner's Pact. I don't know if we even hit a Manamorphose. I mean, I'll find out eventually. We did not hit a Manamorphose. I did hit 1 Valakut Awakening, which will have to be good enough. Okay, so we have 3 mana. I cannot play Borne Upon a Wind. We will cast Valakut Awakening. I think we want to keep the Tendrils of Agony after seeing what happened in the last match. We'll keep 1 Borne Upon a Wind. So we're keeping Tendrils of Agony and 1 Borne Upon a Wind. So we'll draw 15 cards off of this. There's another Spirit Guide. There's another Spirit Guide. This should do it. We'll Summoner's Pact again. Grab Wild Cantor. So now we'll play the Manamorphose. Have to be very careful when you're selecting here. Blue-black. We'll play Dark Ritual. Play the Borne Upon a Wind. Now we'll play Lotus Petal. So that's 3 mana. Am I actually short a mana here? Oh my. Oh. And I have 1 draw to do it? I'm sure there's going to be somebody in the comment section that's like, you should have kept an extra ritual. Well, if you didn't hit the mana for Manamorphose, it didn't matter. So you want to maximize your chance of finding those things. Oh, wow. All right, we have to Manamorphose here. We'll do black, I guess blue for Borne Upon a Wind, but Dark Ritual, if this isn't a mana, even if I drew Dark Ritual off Borne Upon a Wind, it doesn't get the job done. So I don't think the other color actually matters, unless it's another Valakut Awakening, so I'd want to do red. And it is another Veilcut Awakening. Oh my. Alright, so now we can Veilcut Awakening. And we'll bottom everything that isn't Tendrils of Agony. And now we should redraw into a bunch of the mana that I bottomed. There we go. All of you that were typing in the comment section very angrily at me for not keeping a Dark Ritual, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Alright, Tendrils of Agony. In my last Necrodominance video, there was somebody in the comment section that tried to rip into me for not keeping a Borne Upon a Wind when I Veilcut Awakening. And then, you know, I'm not perfect, but I'm also not convinced that was the correct play at the time. So we got away with one there. I will admit that. So now we're on the draw. We want Leyline of Sanctity against Thoughtseize. We could probably get rid of Unmask. You still want to keep Pact of Negation just for Force of Vigor. It's a card that we can't beat, so you really want to be able to counterspell it. Alright, so on the draw for game 2. So we have Leyline. The issue here is that we don't have Necrodominance or Beseech the Mirror. That said, I'm kind of tempted to keep this. Like, having Dark Ritual plus Leyline is pretty good. You know what? I'm sure I'm about to upset somebody, but I'm keeping this. They've taken a mulligan to 5. We'll put the Leyline of Sanctity onto the battlefield. Verdant Catacombs, they fetch very quickly. For basic forest, Heritage Druid, okay. Alright, deck, let's see it. Give me the good stuff. I want a 3-mana black spell. That is a 3-mana black spell. Alright. We will Summoner's Pact for the Wild Cantor. Play Wild Cantor. Now we'll play Dark Ritual. Necrodominance. And this is where we cross our fingers and pray that our opponent doesn't have Force of Vigor. Do I get to go to the end step? Don't play with my emotions like this. They had it. Alright, we're dead. Ah. Alright. So on the play, I want Unmask over Leyline. Try it again. So this is a turn 1 win with Pact of Negation backup. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's go. Party time. Chromox. Imprint Beseech the Mirror. Dark Ritual. Necrodominance. Mindbreak Trap. I will Pact of Negation. Necrodominance. Am I allowed to go to the end step this time? Or did you open up Force of Vigor plus Mindbreak? Ooh, we got there. Alright. We will pay 19 life. Let's play Summoner's Pact. Grab an Elvish Spirit Guide. We'll make some mana here. Play another Summoner's Pact. Grab another Spirit Guide. Play another Summoner's Pact. Okay. Exile some more Spirit Guides down here. Holy moly. That's a lot of mana. We'll play Manamorphose. We'll make blue-black. Play Borne Upon a Wind. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. I did not hit Beseech or Tendrils, so I think we're going to Veilcut Awakening for everything. Okay. Everything on the bottom. We hit Beseech the Mirror, that's good. So let's play Unmask, targeting them. Exile Necrodominance. We'll take Natural Order. Play a Lotus Petal. Cabal Ritual. I guess we'll just Beseech the Mirror. Sacrifice the Necrodominance. Grab the Tendrils of Agony. Click, click, boom. That'll do, pig. And we are now 2-1 with 2 matches left to go. Welcome to Gold Sabertooth's Commander Pantheon Collection. Exclusive art now on playmat shirts and stickers. You can choose from iconic commanders such as Rograk Silas in many different vibrant colors. Not to mention, these products are all printed on the highest quality materials. Don't miss out on limited edition merchandise and get sweet rewards when you back this project on Kickstarter. Want to know more? Check out the Kickstarter link in the description or pinned comment down below. We are back for the 4th match. We're on the draw. This hand does not have a payoff spell. We will mulligan. This hand does. So we can bottom Beseech the Mirror, and then this is a turn 1 Necrodominance with Pact of Negation backup. Wait, hold on. I misspoke. We're going to bottom Vault of Whispers, imprint Beseech the Mirror, and then it's a turn 1 Necrodominance with Pact of Negation backup. I knew what I wanted to do, I just didn't... The words didn't come out of my mouth correctly. Alright, Delighted Halfling. Wild Cantor. We'll play Chromox. Imprint Beseech the Mirror. Play a Lotus Petal. Necrodominance. We'll go to the end step, paying 19 life. Alright, draw 19. Exile a Spirit Guide and another. We'll play Summoner's Pact. Grab the final one. Exile another Spirit Guide. So the Summoner's Pact in my hand doesn't do anything now. We have Manamorphose, we have Borne Upon a Wind, so let's do that. We'll say blue-black. Exile the Spirit Guide. We'll play Borne Upon a Wind, use the green mana. Now we can play Chrome Mox, imprint a Summoner's Pact. Play Cabal Ritual using the green mana. Alright, here's a few more copies of Spirit Guides down below that I didn't know we had. We'll use up that mana. We will Manamorphose, trying to get a little bit deeper into the deck to find that Tendrils of Agony. We'll use red and black. We did not find it. Let's cycle Manamorphose again. And then we'll make red and black one more time. Dark Ritual. Alright, time for Valakut Awakening. We'll put the entire hand on the bottom. Okay. They all go away. We did find Beseech the Mirror and a Pact of Negation. Let's see what they kept. We'll play Unmask, exiling Necrodominance. Alright, so they're just Nadu Combo. We'll discard the Nadu. And now we'll play Beseech the Mirror with Bargain, sacrificing the Necrodominance, grabbing Tendrils of Agony. Boom! Sweet. Turn 1 protected wins. Some good. I don't know if we're supposed to sideboard here. They are a blue deck, but they're not a blue deck with a ton of interaction. So I think our 60 just might be right. I'm going to resubmit. Another nice thing about Unmask, by the way, is that if your opponent thinks they can get you by playing Consign on your Tendrils, Unmask hits it. And I know that I mentioned it in the deck tech, but I just really want to drive the point home. Like, we're about to be on the draw versus a blue deck. And I think Unmask just does such a better job compared to Chancellor of the Annex. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, it's only 3 matches so far. We're about to be halfway through our 4th match, but Unmask seems to make a lot more sense to me. So I'd be interested in your feedback in the comment section. So make sure to leave a comment on Unmask versus Chancellor of the Annex. I'm very sold on Beseech the Mirror and 4 copies of Chrome Mox. I don't know if it's as good without Unmask in the deck, but so far having that higher threat density has been so good. So I'm not allowed to exile the Tendrils of Agony because we only have the 1. So I think that this is a mulligan. Like, if you drew exactly Dark Ritual, this hand is the nuts, because you could imprint Unmask, Summoner's Pact. Maybe you're supposed to keep this anyway? Is that crazy? Because you do have double backup? You know what? We're going to keep. I'll draw Dark Ritual. Don't worry about it. It will be delightful. Turn 1 Windswept Heat. Lotus Petal. So we're only 1 mana away now. We'll play Lotus Petal. Pass the turn. We're 1 black mana away. So an Elvish Spirit Guide doesn't get the job done. But 1 black mana, so a Cabal Ritual or something like that could. They kept the card on top with the Hedge Maze. Tundra. Nomads and Core. So they're keeping a blue mana open. They probably have like Consign to Memory or Veil of Summer. And that's Necrodominance. So that is not a win. It's not a win. I'm still 1 black mana short. We'll play Chrome Mox. Imprint Beseech the Mirror. Pass the turn. Another thing is, like, maybe we want 2 copies of Tendrils of Agony so that way you can exile 1 to Unmask or Chrome Mox. Because so far, having only 1 Tendrils of Agony this league has been a little bit awkward. And now they have the Nadu. Oh, Greens and Zenith for 2. Yeah, we probably lose to Collector Roof here. Alright, so we didn't draw it in time. We were close. Bummer. Alright, let's go to the next one. Maybe it's my own fault for keeping a hand that was just too reactive. On the play for game 3. Wow, this hand is good. So we do need a black card for Unmask here. I'm going to keep it. We'll try cycling the Manamorphose to see if I can spike a black card. They're mulliganing to 5. Alternatively, if they're willing to mulligan to 5, maybe we just play Valakut Awakening Pass, and then on turn 2 cycle the Manamorphose looking for that black card. I don't have to be a turn 1 combo deck. We'll play the Valakut Awakening, pass the turn. They play Hedge Maze. They kept the card on top. Simian Spirit Guide. Let's cycle Manamorphose. Actually, I can exile the Dark Ritual here and then use Lotus Petal for the black. So we just have the Unmask. Alright. Double Force of Will. Ugh. No way. That is so brutal. We'll take one. I think I just have to play the Necrodominance here. Or am I being silly? So, they have Prismatic Ending. I'm like, well, what if I draw Pact of Negation? I shouldn't have played out the Lotus Petal if I'm going to pass now. So now I feel foolish. So they kept the card on top. I'm guessing the card they kept on top was a land. So I'm going to lose this Lotus Petal. You know what? I'm going to play the Necro. Even if I didn't play out the Lotus Petal, we're still another black mana away from Necrodominance anyway. So they have Prismatic Ending, Consigned to Memory. And now they Brainstorm. Lush Portico. Gets rid of Prismatic Ending. Valakut Awakening, we'll just pass. I mean, the Valakut Awakening wasn't a terrible draw, because if I hit another Vault of Whispers... Thalia? What? Why would you play Thalia? That doesn't make any sense. We'll pass the turn. The Force of Will, Brainstorm, Consigned to Memory deck felt the need to play Thalia. Also, Green Sun Zenith into Collector Roof. Yeah, you got it. And they top deck Collector Roof. I'm going to pick it up. Sometimes your opponent just wants it more than you do. It happens. No reason to be upset or anything. I'm just a little shocked because I don't think that this makes sense. But they got the W, I didn't. So that's all that really matters. All right, match number 5 coming right up. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? The final round, we're on the draw. I'm going to choose to keep this. It's a turn 2 win with Pact of Negation backup. That could be a turn 1 if I just draw an Elvish Spirit Guide, a Chrome Mox, Lotus Petal, Summoner's Pact, Swamp, Duress. So this is probably Ant, if I had to guess. It could also just be like a Pox deck. I know that it's not Dimir Reanimator because Dimir Reanimator doesn't play Duress. So their pick is probably the Necrodominance here. Because the Beseech the Mirror is a little bit slower, unless I draw a Dark Ritual for turn. And they do take the Necrodominance. Lotus Petal. Yeah, this definitely feels like Storm. Unmask. Alright, let's discard you back, see how you like it. Unmask definitely better than Chancellor of the Annexier. Veil of Summer. Well, that hurts my feelings. Okay. We'll play Vault of Whispers and pass. We are in a Dark Ritual waiting room, and I'm punished here for exiling the Cabal Ritual, because now I'm 2 draws away unless it's exactly Dark Ritual off the top. Lotus Petal. We'll pass the turn. I don't need to show them that I have Lotus Petal in my hand. I could have cycled Manamorphose there, and maybe I should have, but if you miss, it's so punishing, so I think I'm going to take one more draw step and just pray that I'm not dead. They kept the card on top. They play Basic Island. Ponder, sure. They shuffled their library off of Ponder. Vexing Bauble. I was not expecting that. Now I'm punished for holding on to the Lotus Petal. Cabal Ritual. If I had cycled Manamorphose last turn and took the risk, yeah, we have to pass. So we're 1 mana away still. Oh no, because I can't Beseech the Mirror into it. The Vexing Bauble actually locks me out here. So I'd have to draw exactly Necrodominance with 3 of them left. Alright, let's just draw Necrodominance. Nope. Pass the turn. They search out Volcanic Island, Underground Sea. They still can't win? That's a lot of lands. Summoner's Pact. Yeah, that's not going to do it for us. I will pass the turn. They have played Veil of Summer, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, and Infernal Tutor. So now they could do a basic Past in Flames win. Whoa, they got Ad Nauseam. Okay. That feels a little risky to me, but you live your best life. I think the Past in Flames win was just so much safer, but this is going to kill me too. They go to 8, now down to 7. Plus I'm getting more information. They have multiple copies of Vexing Bauble. The Gaia's Will tells me that they're playing Beseech the Mirror too. Main deck Beseiju. It's an odd list. They play Dark Ritual. Alright, I'm going to save some time. We've lost this one. We'll just go to the next game. Interesting that they have a main deck Beseiju, though. So we want some number of Pact of Negation in order to beat Veil of Summer. We want our own Veil of Summers to beat Vexing Bauble. We'll take out Unmask. So I think we want Leyline of Sanctity. I think I'm going to board differently on the play than I would on the draw. So we'll do this on the play. And then on the draw, I want all 4 of the Leyline of Sanctities and maybe even the Leyline of the Voids. But we'll see when we get there. Game number 2, we're on the play. We have Necrodominance, but we can't cast it. Send it back. Unfortunately, this is a mulligan. This hand, if the Borne Upon a Wind was a 3-mana black card, this would be a snap keep, but instead we're going to 5. Oh no. So if we could draw a black mana, this hand is a win. It's a big if, though. Should I go to 4? I'm going to go to 4. Nope. 3? We're going to have to hope this Leyline buys us enough time. Okay. Leyline of Sanctity. We'll play Vault of Whispers, pass the turn. The lone Leyline of Sanctity trying to hold down the fort. They have Bayou into turn 1 Vexing Bauble. So I'm afraid that we've lost. But I could draw Dark Ritual Necrodominance and then win through it, but it's not looking good for us. Play the Valakut Awakening as a land. We'll pass. Misty Rainforest. Summoner's Pact is not a good draw. I suppose we could also draw like Elvish Spirit Guide plus Veil of Summer and a Dark Ritual. That's another option we have here. Polluted Delta. Chromox does not help. They just are playing lands and passing. Simian Spirit Guide is not great here. Doesn't actually help me. I suppose if we drew another Valakut Awakening, it could help because I could bottom the cards in my hand. They fetch with Misty Rainforest. And they're going to wear down my Leyline. Okay. And now they Thoughtseize. They take Simian Spirit Guide. Okay. They still have 4 cards in their hand. Dark Ritual, so if I draw Necrodominance, we're there. You might be screaming right now, Bryant, cast Beseech the Mirror, cast Beseech the Mirror. The spell I would get off Beseech the Mirror would be countered by Vexing Bauble. That is not a winning strategy. Not yet, at least. Borne Upon a Wind, not very good. And now they play Duress. Still 5 cards in their hand. They discard Dark Ritual. We draw into another Summoner's Pact. I mean, it's just not looking good for us here. I'm a little surprised we're still alive. Like, the Ad Nauseam Tendrils deck can't cobble together a win? I don't know. Another Dark Ritual. If we could just draw a Necrodominance. So, they're at 15. We could go Dark Ritual, play 4 zeros that are all countered, Beseech the Mirror Tendrils, and that would be for 10. But they could have a Veil of Summer of their own, and then it just all gets countered. Plus, it's not even lethal. Another Duress. Goodbye, Dark Ritual. Pact of Negation does not help here. We will pass the turn. Our opponent casts Infernal Tutor. Reveals Dark Ritual. They play Veil of Summer. And Dark Ritual. Infernal Tutor. Reveals Dark Ritual. Lotus Petal. The Veil of Summer means that the Vexing Bauble will not counter the Lotus Petal. Another Dark Ritual. And another. They have 3 cards remaining in hand. Storm is 8. So another Infernal Tutor into Tendrils of Agony will get the job done. Thoughtseize. Yep. And Tendrils of Agony for exactly 10. Okay, so we went 2 and 3. We had a few awkward spots in this league. Like, we had a Necrodominance fail. We had a mulligan into Oblivion, even though we're playing Beseech the Mirror, so we effectively have more copies of Necrodominance. I think the one change I'd want to the main deck is I'd like another Tendrils of Agony. That way you can exile to Unmask, or you can exile the Chromox and not be punished. So that is something I'm interested in. What the cut is, I don't know. Put it in the comment section if you have strong opinions. Let me know if you think about Unmasked versus Chancellor of the Annex. You could always go back to the builds that played 0 to 1 Chromox, and instead you could play Gemstone Mine, which makes you a little bit slower. and then they sometimes, but not all the time, play Beseech the Mirror, because those builds are actually really bad Beseech decks because there's not a lot to bargain away. So by playing Chromox, you gained bargain cards, but obviously Chromox requires you to exile a card and Gemstone Mine doesn't. So there's some give and some take. I'm interested in making this list better, so put your feedback down below. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, keep storming. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. After you do that, open up our description where you can find all of our social media networks, including our Discord, where you can discuss today's deck in that Discord with me and tons of other combo masterminds. It's absolutely free to join, and it's certainly worth your while.